everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be continuing our cover for the Little Golden Book Christmas Junk Journal. Last night's live, and I can't even talk today. Last night's live ended abruptly because of a family emergency, so in case you missed that, that's why I'm on a different day today. Everything's okay, so don't worry about it. But I'm going to do this live tonight. It probably won't be super long because I'm mostly going to try to finish this cover. I don't think I'm going to get into the signature pages, but we'll see how I'm feeling. But anyway, thanks for letting me know the sound is good, Dawn. I appreciate that. So I'm going to get you guys pulled up so I can see chat. It's still not showing. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip this camera up top so we can get started. Thank you, Dawn. It was scary. All right, hold on. Okay. So, I finished basically last night. I stopped right as I was picking out this material to cover the spine with. So I went ahead and just tore out the two pieces by ripping the fabric to the size I wanted. And basically it's just a little bit bigger than the top and bottom. Probably could have gone a little smaller, but we'll just leave it. It's just going to stick over. I kind of like the fringe. I'm going to fray it a little bit more, I think. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it like it is. They should be pretty much the same size. And then we just have to cover these. So like I said, this is 2 pieces of chipboard. These are single pieces of chipboard. I did sand one edge of this just so that it is a little more flush on that edge, because I hate that just big drop off there. So I did just sand that edge real lightly on both of these little pieces that are the outside pieces, and they just cover up this fold so that it doesn't bend. So they'll just be going right here, and that just makes them lay down a little bit flatter. Get the right side, this side. I have to right sand it so I know which side it is. You can tell if you look real close, but it's kind of hard to tell. So we've got our front and back covers. We've got the spine reattached. I ended up taking it off with the heat tool. I wasn't going to, but that would just really, honestly, it works best. And then I glued it back on with some Fabri-Tac and came around the edge just a little bit, so it will show on the edge here. And then I've got my 2 signatures. So that we're going to do 2 signatures since it has 2 signatures, because I think that just works out best if you don't want to get the pages out of order. And I'd prefer them to stay in order so that it's actually readable. Some people don't. They just throw the pages in anywhere, and I don't know, I prefer them to be in order. So I'm going to do 2 signatures. So let's go ahead and get the spine wrapped and on here. I will be using some bookbinder's tape. It's basically gaff tape, guys. They're calling it bookbinder's tape because it's archival and all that, but I cannot tell any difference between it and my normal gaff tape. So I don't know if there's a difference. If there is, I can't tell. But it's basically a fabric tape, or cloth tape, I think they call them. And it's typically used in rigging, like electrical stuff. Sometimes they use it in the events and things. They'll use it to cover carpet edges and things because it comes off of carpet real easy. But I got fuzz all over it. where this green fuzz came from. I think it's from that one ribbon I have. Green fuzz everywhere. But anyway, so we're going to use that. Some people use Tyvek. You could use just like a muslin. But I will be using that just to reinforce this spine area a little bit. So that's what that's for. So let's go ahead and line this up. I think that's where I was at. And basically I've got a 1.5 inch spine. And so this is 1.5 inches, and then I will be putting just a little bit of a gap in between there, like maybe a 1/16, just enough so that when it folds, it has room to move. If you don't put a gap, it can't fold. So make sure you add a little bit of a gap in there. I don't know why I always do it at this point because I have to pick it back up. But anyway, and then I'm going to put one of these over it. So it's going to go on the back like this. It's going to cover it like this. And then each of these material pieces is going to go over like this. Okay. And they'll be here. And I'm going to put this on. Do I want it first? I'm trying to remember if I did it first last time. I don't know if I did. I mean, I think logically I should just go ahead and do it first. I might have stuck it under because I put another piece on it. What do you think? I don't know. I'm going to put this on first. So we can go ahead and glue those first since I'm going to do it that way, I think. So these, like I said, they've got this little bit of a sanded edge. It's honestly, it's just for looks. I'm going to glue this on here, right on top of that fold over. And that's just going to stiffen this back up to a solid piece instead of a piece that bends. Okay, that's really its only purpose. So let's just go ahead and glue that. I don't have like directions per se because I kind of winged it when I did my little sample. This is the first one I've ever done, guys. Let's see. Okay, so I put the cardboard first, and then I put the gaff tape, and then I put the fabric. But this fabric is actually under the cardboard. So I guess it could be either way. It probably doesn't matter a whole lot if I put it over or under. I don't know if it matters to make it find the edge better. Let me see. If I have it like this, I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud, and then I put this on top, can I find this area easier? I really think I like it under. I wonder if it will make that fabric stronger though. It might do that. We'll put it over. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. We'll put it over. I think it'll work better. So let's cover this first. We just need to get this piece on here. We're just going to put it in the middle. And I'm going to put the glue on the cardboard. It's just a little easier, I think. And then try to get it centered. I'm going to lay it sideways because it's easier for me, I think. If I can find the center, and then 2 inches, about, so 1.5. All right, can you line it up to 1.5 maybe? I think about there. All right, we're just going to try that. So we're going to use Fabri-Tac. I think it works best. If I can find my Fabri-Tac. I know it's sitting right here in front of me. There it is. All right, let's see. Make sure I haven't missed any comments. A couple people are on. We got, who we have? We have Dawn. We have Kathy. And Lori. Hey, Lori. And it looks like Mary jumped on for a bit. Sometimes y'all jump on, but you don't say anything, so I don't know if you're here or not. And I know I just moved that. Doesn't matter. So, I want this to be solid. I want to try to get it so it doesn't show through the fabric ideally. So I'll smooth it out a bit. Sometimes if it's a little too thick, the lines will show. Goodness, I can't even hit it. The lines will show through. So I usually use something to smooth it. Just put a decent amount on there. Here, I'm just going to move this because it's too much work. All right, where's my smoother tool? There we go. I'm just going to use this. Hopefully I've got enough glue on there. I think I do. All right, and we're going to try to center it somewhat. It's not a huge deal if it's centered, but I think about there and about there. Looks centered. That looks pretty good. Close enough. So just make sure that's down. And I have two of these. I'll get one without glue all over it. Okay, so there's that piece. And I don't put a lot of glue on the edge there because that kind of remains a little bit loose. It may end up with a little glue in there, but it's not necessary. So we're going to come over this first. Hopefully I'm not too far over. I didn't want to cover up too much of my cover. Now, it's hard to see, but you just kind of get it in there. And you can tape it down if it helps you. So I'm just going to put this on that line. I'm going to throw a little bit of tape on here. Just hold it in place while I'm doing this. It just helps me get the gap better. So I'm going to tighten that so I can see this gap. And because I've got this edge, you have to kind of watch your top and your bottom. Just make sure it's lined up. Not too much of a gap. I've been doing just a little bit bigger than like a popsicle stick. I totally moved, didn't it? Hold on. More tape. I know I'm overthinking this. I always do. That's just me. All right, so we're just going to get a little bit of a gap in there. Try to make sure it's flush. Move this material so I can kind of see. It looks flush. Yeah, that looks flush. All right, so that's going to get glued down there. Stay. I'm using this really light tack tape. It doesn't have a lot of strength, but it'll hold it enough. And then we want this side. Am I the right way? Make sure I'm up and down. Luckily it has writing, so it's pretty easy to tell. And then get our little gap in here. Make sure I'm level. Just gonna about. It's hard to move. I'm doing so good, guys. Maybe it needs stronger tape. Now I'm way off. All right, I'll watch it as I do it, but it does help me to kind of line it up first. We good? I wish my lighting was better. My lighting's awful today. Either that or it's my eyesight. I don't know which it is. Stay. All right, we're going to try there. I know it keeps moving. No, don't know why. This one. I don't want my gap too big because then it just creates problems. All right, try that. Good. I feel like this is off. All right, this seems okay. So I'm just going to fabric tack it on here. I'm going to put the cardboard on last. I think sealing this between the cardboard, the chipboard, I keep calling it cardboard, it's chipboard, will be better. I should have really marked where this went. Let me see if I can tell. Just to the lines on the words there. So about to here. You don't have to go over quite this far, probably. I don't know. I kind of like it over a decent ways. That way it just holds better, but I don't think it's necessary to go over quite that far. All right, I'm going to spread it out. Which one's got the glue? This one. Just enough so it evens it out a little bit. I don't really worry about as much this showing through because this one will be covered. All right, make sure my gap's about right. This is a little off. It looks pretty good. Put this over here. And the Fabri-Tac is a little bit movable, so there is that. So you don't have to worry as much. That looks pretty good for the gap. And let's see, this goes about halfway on that little critter there and the train. Okay. I'm just going to get that line first so I can kind of, come on. Let's see where it goes. About to there. And about there. Decent amount of glue. Now, I don't know if the gaff tape, bookbinder's tape that I'm using is necessary. It seems like with just the 2 pieces of material that would probably be enough. But since most of the videos that I saw either used that or Tyvek or something, I'm going to put it on here. I mean, it's not going to hurt. It'll be maybe a little thicker, but it's not going to really hurt. And we're just going to check and make sure I am still got the right amount of gap in there. Because like I said, there's plenty of time to move your Fabri-Tac if you have to usually. Where is my... All right, let's check it. Let's see how we are. Yeah, I think that's decent. I'm just looking to see about how much gap I have in that fabric, and that's pretty good. It's not stiff yet because I don't have that cardboard in there, but it will be in a minute. So yeah, I think my gap is okay. Like I said, I try to keep it about this size, and it seems like it's about that size. Yeah. All right, so now we're going to put those 2 chipboard pieces there. I have put somewhere. There they are. Hey, Bonnie. All right, so I've got my sanded edge on the outside. And it's just totally just to kind of even it. It's not got, you know, it's not necessary, honestly. If you don't mind the little bump, I just don't like the bump. So this is going to go here, this is going to go here, and it's going to go right up to the edge. So I'll be making sure it's flush. Okay, and I'm going to put the glue on this. It just spreads better. I've had this little golden book. I got it at Goodwill for like 2 years ago. I've been wanting to do this, and I just never got around to it. One of those things I kept putting off. I was like, all right, I need to just go ahead and do it. Honestly, I probably don't even need to spread this because it's not going to show. So I've got my sanded edge. I've got the writing there so I can see. And this is going to go flush with the top and flush with the side of this. So make sure it's all the way flush, ideally, and just watch your top and bottom because you don't really want it sticking out. Let's see if I can feel it. Yeah, it feels like it's right. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Looks like my gap is still good. It should fold still. Yep. All right, we're good. Let's do this side. Sanding's there. I wonder if I need to take that label off. It's a little bit loose. Wouldn't worry about it if it wasn't loose, but when it's loose, sometimes it'll peel away. Pull it off. Okay. Come on. Had to go digging out all my Christmas stuff because I didn't have any Christmas stuff. It's going to be covered, but I don't really want the glue on there. Because I usually, bury it into the Christmas boxes in the garage. Some of it I keep in the room here. And honestly, most of it was in the room. Let go. All right, so sanded edge goes on this side. Just go flush with the top. And flush with this. Let's just make sure I get in there. That's good. Yeah, feels pretty good. All right, so we got, now this front and back cover will fold as one piece. It just stiffens it up enough so that you don't get that bend there anymore. And that's what allows us to use the full page on these. If we didn't do that all the way to there and we just cut that off, which some do, you have to trim the pages or you have to fold this over and change the spot where the edge is. And both of those methods I think are just more of a pain. So I like this method. All right, so there we've got that. Still folds nicely. Looks even. And it looks good on the cover part. So you can see how it just goes up to the edge there. You can still see the little golden spine and everything. And then this will be fringed. I'm going to fringe it out a little bit. This is a little longer, but I can always fringe it and then trim it. All right, so there's that. So now we just want to reinforce this whole area across here. And like I said, I'm going to use the bookbinder's tape. Now, it's supposed to be sticky enough, but honestly, I don't think it is. I'm going to use a little bit of, not Fabri-Tac, because I don't think I want that. I think I'm going to use just a little bit of art glitter on it. You could do PVA or something, but this will dry faster, so get my pen out. Get gooped up on me. Get that glue booger off of there. Okay. So I'm just going to put just a little bit of this on here just to kind of give it a little more power for sticking, because I found that, it's meant to be removable on like carpets and things, so it's not, I don't think it sticks great. Now, ideally I should probably try to trim this first, so I'm going to just measure it and do it, because it's kind of a pain to trim on the book. Get all these little tapes out of the way. I might reuse them. All right, so I'm going to push this up. So this is, I believe, just under 8 inches. Let's double check. And we can stay a little inside. We don't have to go all the way to the edge. So yeah, it's just under 8, so like 7 7/8 approximately. So I'm just gonna cut this tape on my grid. It'll be easier. So I'm gonna make a little mark. Just use, I don't want to use a pencil. I don't want to use tape really either though, because I would have cut it. I guess I could use tape. So 7 7/8 is about right here. And this line, because I'll forget where it is. All right, so there just gives me something to keep the tape between. So I'll leave that there. I don't have to worry about this really sticking because it just doesn't stick that much. And then I'm just going to cut it with my blade. So like I said, just a little bit short. Right about there. So there's one. Get the edge. Alright, so there's one. We'll put that over there. We need 3 because I'm going to do one on each side and then one down the middle. If it would reach all the way across, I wouldn't need 3, but it won't reach. It's not quite wide enough. Almost wide enough, but not quite. All right, there's 2. I'm just going to stick it to my grid. And then one more. And I don't know how I feel about the Tyvek people use. I think it's too plasticky, personally. I don't really like the plasticky look of it. Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to line it up. Okay. So I think I prefer the cloth tape or even just gluing on muslin straight. Since I have this, I'm going to use it. This stuff is not cheap. It's like $15 a roll, so don't buy it unless you have to, honestly. It's a little expensive. Granted, the roll tends to last me a really long time, but it is not cheap. All right, I think I'm done with that. Okay, so I'm going to put this just up to this fabric, and then to the middle wherever it ends, and then up to the fabric and where it ends, and then one over the middle. So I'm going to put just a little bit of glue. I just want to see where it's going to hit approximately. I'm going to leave that little bit of fabric there to try to keep the tape on the inside. And I don't really care that that shows because I'm going to put more on top of it. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the edges. Like I said, it's got some sticking power, but it's not great. So we'll just put a light coat. Enough to give it a little extra oomph. Yeah, that should be good. All right. And then we'll try to center it. I'm going to do this over the top. Hopefully I can get it not to show on my outside edge. I could have gone a little narrower, but I think I'm okay. All right, so there's one. And I like that it's white. I just want to make sure that that's in there good. Here, hold on. I should have. I can't peel it off the cardboard. It definitely, well, yeah, I can't peel it off the cardboard. I should have put that gap in first. It's okay. I'll make it work. Just need something stronger. Maybe my bone folder. It's got a little bit of flexibility to it. It'll also rip if you're not careful, but I think I got enough. I usually try to get that gap in there first, and I forgot. So I'll do that next time. All right, so same thing about here. Just kind of leaving the fringe out. Probably to about here. I'll try to remember to squeeze it in the gap this time. It'll glue to the cardboard and just peel the cardboard apart, this tape, but it does not stay on the fabric very well. All right, so this time I'm gonna start my edge. Sorry, it's hard to do from this angle. Start my edge. Try not to drop it this time. And then what I want to do is get that in that little groove, ideally, before I go all the way across. It works a little bit better if you can kind of squish it in there first a little bit. All right, and then we'll just make sure it's in there. If I can hit the line. All right, that's good. Because I still got one more layer with this, although I honestly don't have to come across all of that. I could probably just do it down the middle. Because I don't know that I want to go in that groove again. It's honestly, I think it'll be too much. I think it'll be too thick. So I'm going to cut this. This is a tearable tape. Terrible. It sounds bad. It's a tearable. It's like, that is one of those words that can totally be taken two different ways. Let's tear that. I'm just going to put it in the middle. Did I lose my taste with the virus? The first time I did, for sure. The second time, I thought I noticed it a little bit, but honestly, not nearly as much as the first time I got it. I've only had it twice. But yeah, I didn't as much. Mostly mine was just sore throat. It was a sore throat that was so bad. No coughing. I did have a fever for like 3 days. But yeah. But that tends to be me with most viruses. It usually, I get it all in my throat. It's like, I always get like the worst sore throat. Let's see. For those watching the replay, Bonnie was just asking if I lost my taste with the virus. A little bit of overlap right there, which I was trying to avoid, but I didn't quite get that tape short enough, so I'm going to try to trim that. I just don't want it showing. Alright, that's good. So make sure we're still in our little groove, and we still fold fine. We're good. Alright, so that's good. That's reinforced good enough. You've lost your taste. Oh, that sucks. I hate losing my taste like that. Alright, so then we want a pretty one over the top. I don't think I'm missing anything, right? Sorry, like I said, I've only done one of these. Yeah, okay. So now I just did two, so I could have it pretty. And they're the same size. I'll try to match them as best I can. And we're going to use Fabri-Tac for that. And this is where the signature will go on top of. Okay, so I think I'll try to glue one side at a time. Sometimes if you try to go all the way across, it's just the glue starts drying. So I'll start with this side. I'm going to go all the way to the fringe because this should match exactly. And we'll go to just the middle there. I don't need glue in the groove. If some gets in there, it's not a big deal, but it's not necessary. Okay, and my little glue one. Get a little bit gooky. Smooth that out a little bit. And we're just going to line this up. This doesn't have a direction to it, so I don't need to worry about that. Just need to try to keep it straight and try to keep it in that groove. So find my groove. Okay, feels pretty good. That's pretty. I think this fabric is going to work nicely. Okay, and then we'll continue over. Husband, from his, you can hear him in there. Oh, you're buying a baby. He's still coughing, and he's the one that gave it to me. But he cannot get rid of his cough, and it's had to be like what? It was I got it the 24th of June, so it's been quite a while because he got it before me. And I don't know why he can't get rid of the cough. All the way out to this fringe. Should be able to spread that over. Whew. Need to open a window with this stuff. This Fabri-Tac is acetone based. If you use a bunch of it, it does stink. It has a lot of fumes. I mean, it's no worse than painting your nails or anything, but I'm sure it's not great for you. Just out to the edge here. Okay. We're going to stick this middle, work into our little groove. Make sure that's flush. I can't tell if it is or not. It kind of is. It's got fringe, so it's fluffy. But that's okay. I like that. I like the fringe. All right, so I think we're good. Looks good. Looks good. All right, so I like that. And, let it set up a bit before you go doing too much to it. But that's going to be nice and sturdy. All right. Now, I'm going to fray that out a little bit just because it'll look better. You coughed for months the first time? Yeah, he always gets a bad cough. Like I said, I don't hardly ever cough. I had whooping cough as a child twice. I had was it German? No, that was the measles. I had the regular whooping cough, but I had it twice. And so maybe I have some sort of weird immunity or something. I don't know. I get all the childhood diseases because I just grew up in that time before vaccinations were popular. And I had measles, mumps, rubella, whooping cough, chickenpox. I had them all. But yeah, I had the two types of measles. I had the German measles and the regular measles. And then sadly, my dad did take me for vaccinations, but after I had everything. And I was like, okay, I've already had everything. Why do I have to have the vaccines too? so mad. Just spraying this out. Sorry, I'm trying to watch chat too. Might cut this one off a little bit. It's a little long on the bottom. I don't want it quite that long on the bottom, mostly because it kind of folds over when you're standing it on a shelf or something. So I'm going to trim that just a little bit shorter. If I can get the scissors to line up. Kind of shaky. Because my diet is still liquid diet, which is horrible. No real, I feel like it just isn't enough nutrition. Okay. If I ever get these teeth to close up, I can actually have real food. Still have a huge hole in my back tooth that was pulled. It's quite large. Might close up. I don't know how long it's supposed to take, but it seems like it's taking too long. I just want real food. I'm kind of tired of bone broth. It's like, I love a good bone broth, but oh my goodness, when you've had it every day for a month, that's getting a bit much. Okay, there, that's better. It's not quite so long on the bottom, so it won't affect it standing as much. And you could trim it totally flush if you wanted. You don't have to leave an edge. I just like the look of it. All right, so there's a cover. And the next step would be figuring out, well, you could do it two ways. You could figure out a closure now, or you could do it later. I'm not putting any end papers because this is already really nice and I don't need to. You can decide if you want to put the little corners. I do have these corners. These are Tim Holtz ones. Ideology. But they're kind of nice if you want little corners. So I might do that. Honestly, I've never used them. I've bought the pack and I've never used it. And I guess put them on front and back. But put corners on it, and then you can figure out your closure. Most of the closures, so I've seen two types of closure. Some don't even do a closure on these. Some put the eyelet, like I did on this other one, where you put the eyelet in there, and then you just loop some material around it. This is just like looped on there. And then that's your closure, which is fine. I like that, but I don't like the two. It's too thick. So I'm gonna have to see if I can find thinner ribbon for this one if I do this. Or you could do it and just have one and sew it right there at the edge. I've done that before. It's not my favorite way to do it, but I don't have a great ribbon for this. I was trying to pick out a ribbon and I just don't have a good color. It's like I had this green, which kind of matches this green, but it doesn't match this green, and it's really wide. I would like it to be ideally like half of that. It's a little wide. Now I could just, I suppose, you know, do a typical, you know, wrap around kind of thing and just do it like that. But I like my closures on there. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do an eyelet, and then I just got to go find some ribbon because I just don't have a lot of ribbon. I had found this blue, which I thought I was going to use, but I don't know if I should do the blue because I did the green there. I think maybe I should stick with the green. It matches this blue fine. So what I want ideally is this type of a ribbon, this like silky stuff. I don't have any, like, sorry, in this kind of a green. The closest thing I have is that ribbon I bought. It's kind of thin, but it's still wide. well, it's not super wide. I have this green and this green, but they're not as bright. And I could use them, but I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. I mean, I think I like the dark one better than the light one, but I'm not sure. Or even a gold ribbon, because it's like gold. So I think I'm going to wait till I find a ribbon. I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby and see if I can find something I like a little bit better. No, I'm not on solids yet, Deborah. I've been having liquid diet for a month. I'm so tired of it, because what happened is I had the tooth pulled, and that's been the biggest thing, is just that tooth, where it is. I've got two issues. I've got the tooth is right in my molar. It's the back molar. So I can't chew on that side at all, because the gap, I mean, the hole is like that deep. It's a very deep hole. And food will get in there and cause problems. So they're like, keep it clean. I'm like, okay. But you can't put anything in it to clean it. Like, you can't brush it. You can only like swish with a light salt water rinse. And so I'm debating what I want to glue this on. Some people use E6000, but I don't really want to use E6000. I bet I could use this gem tack, because it works on metals, right? Honestly, art glitter is supposed to work on metals, but it's not great. Fabric, wood, glass, plastics, and more. I don't have any E6000 anyway. Mine dried up. What else do I have? I don't know. I guess I could just throw some art glitter in there, probably. I don't know if you have to use glue, but most people I see put a little drop of glue, not much, just a drop in there. I think they're supposed to just kind of hammer on, sort of. I don't know. I never used them. So yeah, anyway, I have the hole in my tooth, and then I got COVID, and so I couldn't swallow at all, hardly, and even the liquids was killing me. So I'd had that for almost like 12 days, and then I finally got over that, and now I just still have the hole in my tooth. And I've got a second hole on the other side from a filling that came out 2 years ago that I haven't had fixed, because I just don't have the money. And so I've got 2 holes in my teeth, and I can't eat. I can't chew on either side. So I've been trying to just kind of eat things that dissolve, basically. Like, I can handle like a Rice Krispie, because it'll like dissolve. And so I just chew real light, but then I still have to go dig out the one hole, and it's a pain. It's a real pain, guys. I'm just going to use this art glitter. I don't think you have to glue it. I don't know. Y'all probably know. I've never used these. I'm a little worried that the art glitter will stick. I have wood glue. I might have super glue, but I don't know if I want to use super glue. What else do I have? Do I have any metal glues? This Ultimate says it glues metal. I wonder. I don't use it a lot because it's sticky. It does say it glues metals. Okay. We'll try it. I just don't want any to get on the outside, because when it dries, it's sticky to the touch. Yeah, so I have horrible food envy right now. Okay, it just twists. It feels clogged. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right, we're just going to do a little drop of that, I think. I think I'll do the covers. It's actually in real good shape, but they look nice, and why not? I have them. Let's see if I can squeeze. I bruised my whole hand there. I don't know if you can see it. I hit it with a metal pan. So now I can't squeeze. I'm just doing good, I tell you. Grandma always said I was accident prone. So she called me accident prone all the time. Oh my gosh, that's not going to come out, is it? It's so thick. There it goes. I don't want much. I just want a tiny, tiny drop. I'm going to just try to put a tiny drop on each of these. Like I said, I really don't want it oozing, and I don't know how necessary it is, honestly. So we're just going to put a little bitty bit. But yeah, I lost 10 pounds. And I finally stopped losing weight. I figured out ways to get my smoothies a little more calorific, I guess you'd call it. I don't know. More calories in them to get enough calories. So I'm getting about maybe 1,000 calories a day, and that's hard. I need like 1,200 because I only weigh like 125 usually. And I'm down to like, right now I'm down to about 115. So, yeah. I don't want to get any skinnier. I'm skinny enough. Alright, so I'm going to put that on there. Hopefully it'll squish around fine. And I think you just kind of bend them. I've got a little hammer, but I hate hammering on knives. I'll try not to hammer too much. That's like the hammer edge on this 5-in-1. Seems secure. Alright, so there's one. There's no glue on there. Do this one. Yeah, it is swollen. I don't even know how I did it. I had a metal mixing bowl. Wasn't even like a seriously heavy thing. A metal mixing bowl, and I was taking it out of the dishwasher, and I almost dropped it. So I reached for it, and it just hit me like right across there. And it hurt so bad. I'm like in the kitchen on the floor crying. I'm like, I don't even know how it hurt that bad. It was like so painful for such a lightweight little metal thing. It's like, oh my goodness. I'm trying not to cut myself. As you know it will. I'll get glue all over me. Sorry about the banging. So we'll make sure they're nice and on there. Alright, that looks good. Let's do the back ones. Glue. There, that's better. You know, if I push it with my finger, I'll sure enough cut myself or something. Is it flush? It doesn't seem flush. Almost. This isn't the best hammer. I have a little one somewhere, but I don't want to go find it. Yeah, I guess. It wouldn't surprise me. Plus, I have tendonitis there, so that probably didn't help. Falling apart in my old age. Here, my husband. Hopefully, he's not too noisy. He just went in the bathroom. I know it's loud, guys. Some people can squeeze it with like needle nose pliers. I don't think I have enough hand strength to do that. feels okay. Cute. All right, so we got corner protectors, and so we will be picking out pages for this, and I don't think they're gonna have to be trimmed too much. They're pretty good. Come up right to the edge. So I think we'll be okay, but sometimes I do end up having to trim off like maybe 1/8 of an inch, just because they stick out a little more than I like. And if you're gonna do ribbon or anything, I guess, or lace on the edge, that's gonna stick out anyway. It might not matter. Kind of depends on the look you want, I guess. So I'm not gonna put the hole yet until I decide for sure with the ribbon. And then if I do decide to do the eyelet, I'll be putting a hole somewhere right here and on the back for that. But we'll leave it at that. And then it's like 10 o'clock. I'm coming back tomorrow night, so I'm just going to cut it here. So I mostly just wanted to get this cover finished. And then we'll work on picking out pages. I'll probably do some off camera, or it'll take 2 hours to find pages. But I'm going to pick out pages to go through here, and I'll just be putting them in between each of these. I'll pick out something for the front cover, some sort of a Christmas paper, and then we will start working on it. Cool. I'm good with that. All right, so I have a ton of Christmas papers and digitals, so I don't think I'll have any issue finding papers, because, I mean, y'all know, you've been watching me for a while, most of you, you know, I've got like all kinds of papers, and I'll be, you know, just picking some out and cutting them down. And just, I'm going to try to find some that kind of match this color scheme. It's got that kind of vintagey, almost muted hues to it. So I'll try to pick colors that match this well. And that'll be it. All right. So y'all come back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern, and we'll do this some more. Okay. So you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you tomorrow night. All right. Y'all take care. Sorry about this glare. My light is really glaring. I just noticed it. I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, that's really glaring. It's taking forever to go away. Oh, there it goes. It's a little bit better. Okay. Take care. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.